My name is Janelle Orsi, and I'm the Executive Director of the Sustainable Economies Law Center. The biggest problem right now is that the way that most of us work and the way that most of us consume and buy things is generating a massive amount of wealth for a small number of people. So unless we radically change the way that we do business, this gap is going to get wider and wider. When I started to practice law, I began to realize just how the legal system is not set up to let people share. But when you try to apply employment laws to a worker cooperative, for example, it doesn't always work well. Or if you try to apply health and safety laws to a group of people who have formed a small grocery cooperative, it just puts up huge barriers to what they want to do. The Sustainable Economies Law Center is working to create a legal space for these activities. It's basically empowering people with the resources they have, and so we support worker cooperatives, food cooperatives, housing cooperatives, renewable energy cooperatives, a lot of cooperatives, and anything that will help people create new livelihoods for themselves. The Sustainable Economies Law Center has 4 strategies. One of them is education. Society at large needs to get access to so much more information about what is possible and what types of businesses they can form. I'm trying to train lawyers to grow this as a really thriving field in the profession. Another is research. There's a lot of legal gray areas in the sharing economy. The question of what is a currency or what is not a currency. These are questions that we're trying to delve deeply into. And that brings me to the 3rd strategy, which is policy advocacy. We've introduced new laws in California. We've advocated for laws at the federal level, and we've made a whole list of recommendations for cities to basically grease the wheels of a sharing economy. And then the 4th strategy is providing the actual legal services, and we do that through the Resilient Communities Legal Cafe. We've advised about 240 projects. Every client we work with is doing something that nobody has done in quite the same way before, and that means that they can become a model that other people can replicate. In a worker cooperative, people get a dividend at the end of the year based on how much they worked or what was the value of the work they did for the cooperative. Basically, people get power and people get profits based on their actual contributions, and that will change the way that wealth flows in society. It'll change the way that power is held in society. We need to really re-envision the American dream and make success not be so much about how much you can consume and how much you can accumulate, but success is about how much value you create for your community. That alone, I think, is going to create a better world. My name is Janelle Orsi, and I'm an Ashoka Fellow.